What's up YouTube, Jeff back again from SammyGuru.com here, and today another very exciting Samsung video for you guys, and we have another One UI 8.5 test build on our international Galaxy S25 Ultra. Now, I just made a video a couple days ago telling you guys that One UI 8.5 is going to get a beta via our friends over at Sam Mobile, who say it should come in November on around the 24th, which will be very interesting. It should be a very short beta period from then till the S26 release, but for now we still have these test builds coming hot and fast, so I want to show you guys what's new in this particular test build. Before we get started, I do want to remind you guys, make sure you check out the website SammyGuru.com. We cover the latest Samsung news, tips, tricks, tutorials, and reviews. You guys can bookmark us, set us as a preferred source in Google News and Google Discover, and I'll make sure you get all of our latest stories, reviews, etc. on the website and here on YouTube. Now, if you tap the orange banner on the top there, you'll also be able to get in our mystery box program if you're in the United States. If you're going to order a Galaxy S26 device, it's not just the Ultra, it's the Pro, the Edge, and maybe even the Plus if we get one. Just tap on this, it'll take you over to our sign up page. You'll be able to put in your phone number, your email, or both. You get a free case, cleaning kit, screen protector, desktop phone stand, 65-watt charger, and USB-C wired earbuds in every box. It's basically like bringing back the old school unboxing experience. You'll also have a chance to win Amazon gift cards and Google Play gift cards, one in every 10 boxes, and also our Gold and Platinum ticket program, which lets you win free Galaxy Buds and Galaxy Watches. You can check that out in the pinned comment description. We do appreciate the support. We cover all the shipping costs and also the item cost using our affiliate revenue. That is how we fund the program. You can check that out below if you're interested. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the brand new build. So first, let's go down here and I will show you guys the brand new build here. You can see here, this is the update screen. They haven't really changed anything in this update screen. I'll show you guys the actual update where you go in and do the update in a second. That has changed. You see here, you've got CYJ7, October 1st, 2025. That's the build number. If you do go into the aforementioned gallery, you will see that this is the new update screen right there. When I was doing the update, you see they got that image, which we previously had posted. We actually have a wallpaper version of this over at SammyGuru. Our writer, Josh Skinner, who is also a graphic designer, he made a high-res version of this. So if you want to download it, I'll put that article below as well. So that's the build that we're working with. Previously, we're on CYJ1, and there are some visual improvements and enhancements here. You guys will probably notice, let me see if I can get a little bit closer there. We've got bolder status icons, including a much thicker Wi-Fi icon. If you go in here, the battery looks like it's been fixed. My camera's not gonna like that because of the, the refresh rate of the display. But the battery size has now been fixed. It doesn't get super fat when you expand the quick panel, which is absolutely phenomenal. I know everyone's been waiting for that. And these bolder status icons are very lovely. I'm actually really happy to see Samsung finally doing something with that because people have been complaining for so very, very long. Also in here, they've made a few changes. At least I'm not sure. I want to say this is a change from the first two builds. I didn't think you could make these vertical sliders this long. They were previously a little shorter. And I notice now when I go to edit that I can make them even longer. This is as long as they can be. And they also improved the smoothness of this animation when you long press. This flip animation is a little less janky than it was before on both of these. So still not perfect. I think there's still a lot of work they could do there, but they have changed a few things there and also gave us those bolder status icons, which is certainly really nice to see. There's also a ton of changes in the lock screen now. First of all, you guys can see the AOD is kind of broken. If you use the adaptive clock, it's got this weird like border and outline around mine. It did this on the last build too. The animation works, but most of the visual changes are actually inside the lock screen editor. They've restyled this a little bit when you're editing the clock here, changed some of the naming. The gradient is just like the previous build, but they've changed some of the style, the naming of that. Inside the lock screen, in addition to those changes to the menus and the style and the wording there, you also have, well, I figured out actually Ice Universe figured this out and pointed out an X. I couldn't figure out what this little drop icon did in the last couple builds, and now we know. So if you set the color of the clock to white, you see if you turn the drop off, it's just completely white. But if you turn this on, it actually blends into the color of your wallpaper, and it makes it like a frosted glass kind of look. See if I can make it a little bit bigger. I know it's not going to do the adapting too well, but you can see it a little better there. It gives you like that frosted glass look, which looks really, really nice. Let me actually just set it. You guys can see it on the lock screen up close. It looks even better if you have like a crazy number of colors in your wallpaper, but it is really, really cool. I chose this wallpaper just so I could also show the adaptive clock and how it's working. It seems to be adapting a little better, but again, has that always on display bug. Now, in addition to that change, you also have a new option down here next to effect. You've got weather. This, of course, the ambient weather wallpapers. Previously in the wallpaper menu, you can now turn these effects on and off directly from the lock screen editor. So if you set that, of course, when you have some rain or snow outside, right now it's not raining or snowing in Phoenix, you will see that there from the menu. So those are some nice changes to the lock screen, particularly this frosted glass blending effect with that water drop on the clock. Absolutely beautiful. I do love that for sure. A couple more visual changes to talk about here. If you go into the app drawer, the search bar is now completely floating. You can see this. They've also improved the visibility of it. Also, the arrow indicator has been improved. Previously, it was completely like dark and blended into the background when you were scrolling. So that's been completely fixed, which is nice. Samsung has also went back to the previous, from the first 8.5 build, design of the floating menu inside the phone app, which you guys can see right here. It previously took up the entire width of the screen in the last build, but I think that was just a bug, as some people pointed out in the comments on my previous video about One UI 8.5. Now it's back to just being centered in the right, right there in the middle. It looks nice. And the other huge visual change that we have inside the context, if you go over here, you have a brand new design for your favorites, and check out this animation, just a gorgeous animation here that you've got when expanding your favorites. So I've got 3 favorites there, and they just expand with such a nice little animation there at the very top. So Samsung is making some nice polish on this One UI 8.5 software, and by the time we get to the S26, I'm honestly really excited about this. A couple other changes that have to do with features. If we go into Galaxy Eye and go to Now Brief, you guys will notice here in Content to Include, there's a brand new type of content, Nano Banana image creation, right above YouTube there. So Samsung is adding some more interesting things. No idea what this does yet. I haven't seen it pop up in my Now Brief or anything like that yet, but I did turn it on to see if it pops up. If it does, of course, we'll share it on the website. I'll share it on X as well. Also, our own Josh Skinner, he pulled some of these APKs from this build, took a look at personal data intelligence, which runs the back end of the Now Brief, and found a lot of evidence of some of those other activities that we've seen coming, which is Uber, other rideshare services. So those should definitely arrive with One UI 8.5. You'll be able to get notices for your various rideshare arrivals and things like that right on your Now Brief, which is fantastic. That's pretty much it in terms of big visual enhancements. Of course, if I find some other features, we'll write up some articles over at SammyGuru. So make sure you do bookmark the site and set us as a preferred source on Google. We have some instructions on how to do that. Check out the mystery box program if you're going to be buying Galaxy S26, S26 Ultra, all those various S26 devices. Shaping up to be a pretty interesting release, despite the fact that some people are down on it. I still think Samsung can do some nice things with the cameras. We're going to get faster charging. All that's very exciting. Appreciate you guys checking out this video. And of course, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching.